and having been in business for 20 years, that is one of my priorities, to make sure that I will be able to negotiate with the federal and provincial government for them to support small business, medium enterprises and big business, because without them, we don't have any jobs. And we need the economy for the society or for our city to be a vibrant city, continue to be a vibrant city and be better if possible. And I think it is possible. So I will just make my opening remarks. Tanzé, good afternoon. Bonjour à tous les électeurs de la ville d'Edmonton. My name is Augustine Mayoral. Before saying anything, I would like to extend my sincerest greetings to the indigenous elders of our community. I would also like to acknowledge the fact that our beloved city is situated 36 territory rather, and that we respect all their cultures and their languages. I am running for mayor because I want to pay back the city that has made the most significant influence in my life. I came to Canada through the help of a Canadian teacher that was born and raised in Edmonton. Now, when I arrived, my tuition at the University of Alberta doing my undergraduate degree was paid for by an Alberta-based non-profit organization called the Camrose International Institute. The founders of that organization are still alive and helping more people. Another reason why I'm running for mayor is that I believe I have paid it forward. In other words, since I came to Edmonton in 1981, 40 years ago, I have devoted a good part of my life to community building. I have never stopped volunteering in various community associations outside the African community. As a matter of fact, I have been volunteering in political campaigns since 1984 at the municipal, provincial, and federal levels. I have been a board member of well-established organizations like the Camrose International Institute, the Mennonite Center for Newcomers, the Edmonton Multicultural Coalition, the Council of Black Organizations. I was one of the founding members of the Council for Advancement of African Canadians in Edmonton, operating today as Africa Center, and was also the founding president of the Sierra Leone Association of Alberta. I have played many active roles in my faith community. Besides, I did found an organization, a youth community enhancement organization called the Canadian Rainbow Educational and Community Services. We were featured in the Edmonton Journal through the auspices of the Royal Bank. So a little bit about my professional background and why I believe I am capable and competent to run as the mayor for this city. After teaching first-year university French as a graduate student at the University of Alberta in the Department of Romance Languages, and in 1983, from 1983 in the afternoons and then in the evenings at the Faculty of Extension, I taught for 3 years until 1986. And then in October, I got employed with the Public School Board. I taught with the Public School Board from 1986 to 1991. And then I went to the Catholic School Board from 1991 to 1995. Now, I have some business background, and as an entrepreneur and as a school principal, that is management experience, which means managing a group of people is not new to me. What is important is the qualities of a leader. to be able to run as a mayor. I opened and operated an accredited Alberta education school that was not funded, which means I had to look for the resources to run the school, pay my staff of 11 with myself and a non-teaching staff, my assistant. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Edmontonians, I am talking about my 20 years experience in business as an entrepreneur, where I created my business and employed 10 teachers, and a full-time administrative assistant. What I lack in 4 years or 8 years of experience in council experience, I make up for 20 years of school administration. So, I believe that experience as a teacher is a transferable experience I can apply anywhere. Unlike working as a councillor as a councillor or a mayor with a guaranteed salary, my business was not funded by the government. So it was my sole responsibility to make sure that I could meet the needs of the institution. Moreover, while I was still working with the school boards, and since you as parents of Edmonton, if the school boards could trust me, and you the parents trusted me with the lives of your children in the classes for more than 30 years, I believe, I have no doubt that you will be able to trust me to be your mayor for the next 4 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 5 main points of my candidacy, I do have others, but I do not want to overpromise and underdeliver. One of the main points of my campaign, having been in business and learned the value of job creation, I believe business is the lifeblood of our economy, and I'm a very, very strong advocate, without which I could have gone unemployed for many years, and without which no less than 10 people or 11 people could have also gone unemployed. But because of the institution I created, I believe in business very, very much. So, therefore, that is my first point. Now, I do have an idea. The second point is to create a synergy between the vibrancy of the youth, their depth of knowledge in technology, and the wisdom and experience of older generations. So, we must include the younger generations about our decisions or any decisions we make about the future. If we do not include our youth in our decisions, they will be the biggest losers. Some of us who are older in these uncertain times, these are uncertain times, and we do not guarantee and cannot guarantee anything. So having youth in our decision-making process will tremendously help our economy, sustainability, and stability. The third point, even though I have worked as a teacher at the highest echelons of society, I have also been a frontline worker. Besides, teachers are frontline workers. I have worked in group homes. Therefore, I also believe that when we wake up every morning, the water we drink, our heating system, the roads we drive on, all these things are so important. They are all manned by frontline workers. So I am going to be, if you elect me as the next mayor, I'm going to be one of the strongest advocates of frontline workers. My fourth point so far is that if elected as mayor, I will continue the efforts of Mayor Don Iverson in improving the quality of life of the homeless, and if possible, increase the housing for the homeless population. And finally, a new point that I want to bring as a proposal. We all love hockey. We love sports. And nobody can understate the value of the Oilers in our city. I have traveled extensively. I have traveled in Europe, in the United States of America, and I have traveled within Canada. I believe our city needs some reinvigoration with arts, music, and culture. So I will be proposing, okay, that we become as dedicated to music, art, and culture to the level of New York, of London, of Austin, Texas, and other cities around the world. If we encourage music, music, and culture, believe it or not, we can quadruple the tourism of our city, and that will make our city bring it up to a world class. It is already at a world class in many, many things, but I believe we need to revitalize by having live music places we can go to, either during the day or at night or on weekends or festive occasions. So these are the 5 main points that I am proposing. However, fellow Edmontonians, coming from a teaching background, I want to remind everybody that the life of a teacher is to help the younger generation find their voices. Therefore, I want all the younger generations to know that their lives hold unlimited potential, because we each have unique abilities, talents, and strengths. So let nothing hold you back from pursuing your dreams and aspirations. With that backdrop, fellow Edmontonians, I want to appeal to all Edmontonians to open their hearts and their minds to new ideas and new faces. I may be new to City Council, but I have been in the trenches of building a better Edmonton since 1982. So it's about 40 years I've been volunteering. I've already enumerated some of the places or some of the things I have been involved in. I invite voters to find out whether I am honest, I am forward-thinking, I am inspirational, I am competent and fair-minded. I believe these are qualities of a leader, and I get along well with people of all backgrounds. And I want to make that abundantly clear. That is what I believe is one of my strongest, if I may use the word, strengths, even though that may sound tautology, but I would say strongest strengths. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, having said that, it is a good thing to move from one career to another. To use just but a few examples, Mr. Ralph Klein was a journalist. He became the mayor of Calgary when Lawrence Decor was still mayor here, and he moved on to become a premier of Alberta. Ronald Reagan was a Hollywood actor, became a governor, and was later elected President of the United States of America. Theresa May was a high school geography teacher who later became the Prime Minister of Britain. I admit that experience in anything, in council, is an important asset. okay, in vying for a position, for the position of mayor. But I also want to know, I want you to know that I have held important positions of responsibility that have prepared me to execute my duties honorably and competently. Hi. And as comment. Thank you. Merci à tout le monde. Everybody is welcome to my campaign, and your donations will be greatly appreciated. Et je demande à tous les francophones de me soutenir dans la campagne. Votre soutien moral et financier sera beaucoup apprécié. I welcome all the indigenous communities of Edmonton, every group of the Canadian mosaic. I may not be able to name all, but I want to say that I treasure the involvement of our youth in our decision making, just as I said, as seniors, whom we don't want to socialize out of existence because they have passed 65. They have talent, knowledge, and especially experience to share with the youth and with all of us. So I want to name a few groups, but I may not be able to name all, as I said. So I welcome everybody in my campaign. I welcome East Indians, Arabs, Jews, as many people, Africans, and everybody who comes from elsewhere in Canada, in the world, to be a Canadian citizen as I am. We are in a country about which we can be proud of. We have been the number one country to live in on at least 3 different occasions, because we have values and conditions that sustain our economy and our standard of living and our quality of life. So I enjoy being in Canada, and I look forward to your support. Thank you very much. Merci.